say that. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Elaine from Real Talk with Elaine. Strange camera kind of action this morning, but I just had to come to you. I'm having some technical difficulties, but I just had to come to you this morning because I had a message that was kind of given to me in my spirit last night, and I just want to share it with you. Thank you for joining me. My name is Real Talk with Elaine. I am Elaine, and this is Real Talk with Elaine. And I am here to share with you one of my new Audacity series. And today, my Audacity, as you've already seen in the title, is Audacity of Having Boots on the Ground. All right. So I'm sure each and every one of you have had an opportunity to see the newest craze of boots on the ground that's been going around on our social media sites. And I just applied this to our GLP-1 experience and just a treat for you on today. So, if you're new to my channel, my name is Elaine again, and I would like for you to stick around, check out some of my previous videos. I have been on this GLP-1 journey through Mounjaro since March of 2024, and I just celebrated my 1 year anniversary. This has been a life changing, life altering medication for me, and I welcome you to join our community, amazing community we have here, and I just look forward to you checking me out a little bit more. I have a series that I do called the Audacity series, and in the Audacity series, I try to deal with some of the mental health perspectives that come along with the changes that happens in our bodies through this process. I am actually 56 years old. I am menopausal and going through a lot of challenges and changes that can evoke kind of a mental well, I don't want to say mental, but I think just the hormonal changes causes things to happen where we can kind of, get foggy, and we can have different aspects that occur throughout our day, and with the people that we're around all the time, that can make us a little aggravated, a little moody, and all of the other physical aspects that come along with menopause, which is kind of going through your hot flashes, night sweats, weight gain, which is some of the issues that we have, that visceral fat that comes right here around that belly. You guys have had a chance to see what my belly looks like recently, even though I have lost almost 60 pounds on this journey, and I'm looking to pick up even more weight loss over this next year. I would probably rate myself, if you're new to this, I would rate myself kind of like as a medium to moderate kind of reactionary person on this medication. Some people are fast trackers, as I call them. They can just go, 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 go within that first 6 months to a year. They lose 100 pounds. But as we've heard over and over again, slow and steady wins the race. So I'm not pushing it, but I am happy to say I was in a stall for quite a bit of time, and just recently started seeing the scale move again in my favor, and that has been amazing. So I'm only about 2 pounds from getting to my 60-pound weight loss. So I am extremely excited about that and can't wait. And it's going to be a big old day when I actually hit that. But I also have other issues. As I started out as a type 2 diabetes, that I was diagnosed as, and then that's when I went on this medication. Since then, my A1C has come down to, I believe now I'm like at a 4.1 or 4 point, it's 4 point something. I have to find it and actually put it up for you guys on this video. But I also got rid of my high blood pressure. So I'm not really taking high blood pressure medications anymore. I still take high cholesterol medications, but my cholesterol is functioning very well with me being on the medication. So that gives you kind of all of my background a little bit. Oh, I started at 300 pounds. So again, I'm now down to 241.6, I think was the last thing I posted for you guys. So this has been in 1 year. So I couldn't have done that by myself. I promise you. I know I couldn't have done that by myself. So I'm absolutely grateful for what I was able to do. But today I do want to talk to you. And as again, I said, this is my Audacity series. So not really supposed to be a Mounjaro update, but on how the audacity of getting your boots on the ground. And when we think about boots on the ground, we think about that originally came out of a military style term, where, as you know, the soldiers were always told it's time to get your boots on the ground, which meant it was time to get into action, right? So I thought about that in terms of how this can be related to our GLP-1 experience. And when we have stalls, setbacks, set points, whatever you want to call it, sometimes we get discouraged, we drop back, we feel defeated, we're ready to raise the white flag. So many people, which is why Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk has had to, put some really strong restrictions on, well, not just them, but I'm sorry, your insurance companies have had to put strong restrictions on this medication because so many people start it and they don't finish it. I know several people in my personal, space and circle who have started this medication. They stayed on it a month or two and they were like, oh, it's not worth it. I'm not losing what I wanted to lose, whatever. And they just dropped back, especially those on Zepbound. Those of us who are on Mounjaro, we were on it for different reasons, and particularly because we understood it also was affecting it was helping our health for us to stay on it if we were dealing with you know issues concerning diabetes. But some people just get on it and they jump right off, and so the insurance companies were seeing so much loss in that, just paying all that money, and then people weren't staying on the medication. So that's why I think it's kind of more difficult for those who are just taking this medication, especially on brand for weight loss, to be able to accomplish it. So what I'd like to say is what those people should have done, and what we need to do, those of us even who are still on it and see and experience stalls in some of the levels that we have. As I look at a lot of people's videos, and everybody gets to a point where they stall. It's just part of the process. And when I see that, I'm thinking, what is the thing that we need to do to turn this around? So, watching all these boots on the ground videos, and I think they are kind of amazing because of what we're going through in our country and our current climate within our administration that's currently here, and not getting into anything specific here today in terms of politics, but it's a lot going on. Whatever side of the fence you're on, everybody's experiencing something right now. And the funny thing is, I will say, a large part of our community is just putting their boots on the ground, and they're just learning line dances, they're traveling, they're doing whatever, because they don't want to be in that crazy space right now that they're in. And so I agree. And I think even in terms of this journey with the GLP-1s, I think that we need to put our boots on the ground and we need to see what's really going on. So in terms of taking control of your own destiny, boots on the ground again can symbolize taking tangible or active steps towards your goals. We all set goals. We had a community kind of video back in January on New Year's Day, matter of fact, where we all came together, and several of us in our community, and we shared our goals. And so many of us have admitted that we fell off the course, right? So I don't know if saying goals versus New Year's resolution was better, but kind of meant the same thing. What were we going to do differently this year? And it's about being, with the boots on the ground theme, it's about being fully engaged and present in the effort to shape your future. So we want to look at how we're going to do things different. And I like that word present, because so many times we take a back seat to things in our lives that we need to do and how we need to change, and our perspectives of how we need to change our lives. And sometimes we just don't do that. So having that more present effect is helpful, rather than solely just sitting around just planning. I sit around so many mornings. As you guys know, I rarely sleep at night. I'm a night owl. So because actually it's it's 7:14, but I've been up since 4 o'clock. I've been up since 4 o'clock just trying to prepare and plan for this video that I knew I wanted to do this morning. So, but that's just me. I'm up all night. But we spend a lot of time just planning what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, what we're going to eat. And it's like sometimes we just need to jump right in. Sometimes we need to just make things happen. Planning exercising regimens. Oh, I'm going to start working out with XYZ on tomorrow. I'm going to do this. Or I'm going to go walking. Sometimes you just got to just jump right in and just do it. This mindset that we have encourages action over abstraction. Okay. Essentially, putting yourself in the driver's seat and moving forward, even when the road is clearly uncertain as to where we want to go. But we got to get in there and we got to just move forward. And it reflects the idea that real change often comes from stepping into the arena, all right? Facing challenges head on. Like if you are WWE, is that what it's still called? I don't know, because my husband and boys are WWE fans. They watched it ever since my husband introduced that to my boys when they were young, and they still to this day have a WWE night where they sit and they watch wrestling or whatever. I don't get it because it's false. It's fake to me. So anyway, but every time I think about that, I'm like, when they step in the arena, when they step in that whatever, that cage or whatever they in, I can't think of the word of it. But when they step in there, they are ready. And they're ready. And they are just so determined that they're gonna beat their opponent. So we have to look at, this weight challenge that we have, it's our opponent actually. So every time we feel like we're defeated, we got to jump back up. We can't wait to be pinned. Is that what it's called when they land like this? We can't wait to be pinned down. We got to step back up. We got to jump back up before they hit that, before that referee hits to that third thing or whatever, when he's tapping 3 times. And if he gets to that third one or whatever, then if they haven't jumped up, this is my understanding of it. I'm not a wrestling fan, understand. But when they jump back up, then all of a sudden it's time to get it on again. So I look at this boots on the ground theme right here, right now for the GLP-1 community as we got to jump back up. We can't wait till we get to 3 taps. We got to jump back up before we hit that third tap, because it's important for us to know this journey does not end for us. We got to keep fighting, and we got to do it head on, and we got to be willing to take risks to achieve what we want. We must be able to do that. We took a risk by sticking a shot in us every week, right? When we didn't really know how it was going to affect us. We heard about some of the side effects, but we really didn't know what was going to happen. So we took a risk there. So if we took that risk, we got to keep going on. You got to keep going on and keep going on. Overcoming weight loss setbacks. I wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit, especially while on GLP-1 medications. And it involves a combination of strategies to optimize your effectiveness and support your overall health. Here are some steps that we can take to overcome our our setbacks. Number one, reassess your lifestyle habits. Okay. GLP-1 medications work best when paired with healthy eating, as we all know, because we talk about that all the time, and regular physical activity. And you're going to focus on those nutrient dense foods and incorporate exercise into your daily regimen. Number two, monitor your progress. Keep track of your weight, food intake, and activity levels. That's something that I know I haven't done. So when I veered off my path and I let that third strike go down by that ref, okay, um, I knew I was wrong. I wasn't taking care of making sure that I was monitoring what I was eating and my food intake, making sure I was hitting my proper protein levels, making sure I was hitting my proper calorie levels. So I was sitting back and just saying, well, I don't eat that much. I don't eat that much. And I said that several times, even on this video. And I don't eat that much, but that's always the problem. I need to be able to monitor my progress in my eating. Number three, adjust your diet. Make sure your GLP medications that you're taking, because they reduce our appetite, we must prioritize our foods that are rich in protein. Okay. Fiber is another thing that we need to make sure we're incorporating in our diet, and healthy fats. All right. Number four, stay hydrated. I never am in any room without a bottle of water around, or my little Stanley cups kind of things around. I like ice water, but I'm learning to like my regular, room temperature water. Matter of fact, let me take a sip now. But hydration is a factor, and it's really important so that we don't end up getting constipated. That's a horrible feeling. If anybody on this medication has gone through that, you know what that feels like. So we don't want to get constipated, right? So I find that the more water I drink, the easier it is for me to, excrete all of those things out pretty safely. Okay. So um, make sure we are doing that. Um, Also, make sure we're staying in touch with our healthcare providers. If you are getting a setback, discuss that with your doctor, and he or she may be able to adjust your medications and provide additional guidance. I do share with my doctor when I know that I'm just not having a good month or whatever. I will reach out to him and make sure that he knows what's going on. He'll try to redirect me into some things, but for most of us, I'm going to be real honest, and I'm not trying to weigh out our medical factors here in terms of our medical professional factors here in terms of our doctors or dietitians or different things. But this is still new for a lot, even them. And if you don't have a doctor that really, really understands this whole GLP-1 thing, like, I feel like to understand it, they really even have to had been on it, in my opinion, because a lot of them don't get it and they don't understand. So we're really the test tube babies right now. We're the test tube baby generation. We're in 2000, and for anyone that started between 2022 and 2025 right now, we are test tube babies. Okay, we are going through this thing. We're guinea pigs, we're test tube babies, whatever you want to call it. We're going through this thing and we are actually showing them how this works. Okay, because at one point they thought we were supposed to move up to a new dosage every month, which we all know now that's not true. Many of us have been on several dosages even throughout our entire journey, or some of us have moved up within quarters, 3 months. Some have even moved up in 6 months. So people, it just depends on when you're ready to move up to your next dosage. So while our doctors do need to still be there with us to guide us through, make sure you're getting your metabolic health checked out. You're doing your labs. I do my labs every 3 months. And yesterday I went to go get a mammogram, and I found out they have a DEXA scan there. DEXA scan there. So I've seen everybody's been doing this DEXA scan. I was like, okay, let me break down and maybe do that too. So I am now getting ready to schedule. Well, I've scheduled my DEXA scan. I just need to get my doctor, because they said mine may be able to be paid for, which would be excellent. So I'm going to get my doctor to send a referral over. If I do not get a referral, my DEXA scan is $106, which is still not bad for my area. So I've heard others say they may have been able to get the DEXA scan for like $70, or maybe a little less, but 106 is still not bad. So I was like, I'll do it. But I'm going to go ahead and let my doctor send over the referral, and hopefully I'll be able to get it pretty much free. Set number 6, set realistic goals. Weight loss is a gradual process. So we definitely want to hone in on those small victories. I know within our weight loss community and in our, well, I'll say GLP-1 community, when people share their victories, no matter how small it is, we celebrate each other, because it's so important for us to know that you are doing it. Whatever level you're doing it at, do it at your best level. And comparison is a thief of joy, which we know that. So we do not do that. We don't want you to compare yourselves to anyone else on this journey. It's all about you and what you're doing for yourself. And so we will celebrate you if you share your successes with us. And all small victories lead to what? Long-term improvements. Okay. So we know that anything small leads to something long-term. All right. Number 7, address emotional eating. If stress or emotions are affecting your eating habits, then consider some tools like mindfulness, getting a therapist. I've talked about that I do have a therapist. Now, I'm going to be honest and transparent. I have not reached out to my therapist in this year, and I'm really upset. So my therapist had kind of moved towards being a life coach for me, because when I first started with her, I had some real clinical concerns that I needed to, kind of get off my chest. And then once she helped me work through some of those things, I moved into more or less being kind of a life coach therapist with me, and that felt so good. But then you get to a point where you feel strong and you feel mighty and you feel like I can do this on my own. Yeah, that's a mistake, a huge mistake I made. So I promise you all today, I am going to reach out to my therapist and schedule a series of appointments and get back on track. So I know some better material is going to come out for me, some better content, because every time I meet with my therapist, man, she helps me dig so deep and I get things, and it's amazing. So I will be back in touch with my therapist, and that is so helpful for you, because like I said, with all the other things that's going on, you are kind of feeling that fogginess in your mind, and you want to make sure that you're releasing this in a healthy kind of way. And so having a therapist gives you that opportunity. There's a no judgment zone there. And you should feel really comfortable just getting that mess out of you, so that you can move on to do the things that you need to do to make this journey a true success for you. And finally, number eight, um, consistency is the key. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. I said that 3 times because I've talked to so many people on this journey that say, oh, I haven't taken my shot in a few weeks, but I just don't like not eating. And that is a very complicated thing. I suffer from that tremendously. I suffer from it. I am also a former gastric bypass patient. So I kind of have double whammy when it comes down to suppression, because I already don't eat a lot because I had that surgery, but I had it back in 2013, but I still have not been able to eat a whole lot. And now being on this medication, you really are not going to want to eat, but you have to take your shot, and you got to find ways to get through that eating thing. I shared my last video, if you haven't had a chance to look at it, my update video from last week. I shared that I discovered that eating in the morning, and I should have known this, but eating in the morning is so much better for me. Like, I can get more in. I heard someone, or someone may have commented on it, that maybe it's because you're sleeping all night, which I don't sleep all night, but you're not really eating throughout the night. So maybe your body is just welcoming food or fuel in the morning. And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe that's it. But for whatever it is, I'm going to eat whatever I can in the morning. Like, before I started this video, I just boiled 2 eggs and I ate 2 boiled eggs. That is so good because I don't usually eat eggs a lot. So when I can get eggs in, I get them in. But they generally sometimes make me nauseous. But I was able to get both boiled eggs in, and I feel so good. So look at what I did already before you even started your day. 6 o'clock this morning, I ate 2 boiled eggs. I'm going to make me a protein shake in just a minute, and I'm going to get that in. That'll be 23 more grams of protein. So you got to be consistent, and not taking your shot because you want to eat. That's just going to set you way back. That's going to set you way back. So be consistent with it. I know sometimes it's hard and you just want a week to just be free. You're going on vacation, or you're doing something special. You have a special event coming up and you're like, I don't want to take my shot because I want to be able to eat. I get that. And I've tested myself on that a couple of times and it doesn't work. It's like, I'd rather stay consistent. And one thing I can say, I have been consistent. This is what, week 58, I believe I'm on now. Yeah, because I'm sorry, 54. So week 54, I was jumping a whole 4 weeks ahead. Week 54 I'm on now. I have been consistent and I have taken all 54 of my shots. Okay. So that's something I can be proud of myself. I have never skipped a week. And some people have to, I understand, for surgical procedures or whatever, but that's not been my case. So I am happy that I've been able to stay on that. So if you think back, these steps can help you regain some momentum and make the most of this journey for you. And don't feel like just because you've had a setback that that's not something that you can get over. I just implore you to put your boots to the ground and get this thing going, because it's all about what you make work for you. You got to stay present, get this done, and let go of whatever failures you feel you've had, disappointments. Let them go. Get your boots on the ground and let's get this done together. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, we're in this together. Love you. Bye.